this exact moment. You wouldn't know where to go, when to make turns, when to go straight, when to turn around, and so forth. You need to know where you're starting before you can chart your course. The tests we'll outline in the next 2 chapters will give you your coordinates and show you where to go. The reasons? Data matters. One of the buzzwords you'll see all throughout the media today is data. We use data to find stories, to make decisions, to support theories. Yes, data can feel like an intimidating concept, spreadsheet upon spreadsheet, numbers upon numbers, formula upon formula. But there's a reason the word data and the practice of analyzing data are so prevalent today. Making sense of data matters, and we'll make it easy for you. Data gives us clues about our worlds by enabling us to see patterns and changes as well as absolute numbers. This is also true in the worlds of health and finance. Data serves up big pieces of the puzzle in terms of figuring out what you need to know and where you're striving to go. For instance, in health, we know the exact blood pressure reading that serves as the line between healthy and unhealthy.
The ideal is 115/75. Anything less than 125/85 seems okay. But blood pressure is one of the numbers you really do need to pay attention to. The simple and accurate blood pressure machine I have at home and use monthly, even though I am at 115/75, costs less than $40 at my neighborhood drugstore.
In finance, we know the exact debt-to-income ratio that's deemed safe for lending. So through the next 2 chapters, we're going to present many of those benchmarks, not only because that data provides clues as to how well or not you're doing, but also because those absolute numbers really serve as gateways into a better life. When you reach those absolute data points, you know you've reached a safe zone. That's why knowing your numbers is so vital to beginning this whole process, and it can actually serve as a great motivator as well as be fun if you make a game or challenge out of trying to reach your goals. Fear can't be the long-term motivator. Chances are you've heard plenty of scared straight stories. Your overweight friend who had a heart attack now eats salmon and broccoli and walks 5 miles a day. You know a couple who were this close to a divorce because they couldn't come to an agreement about how they should spend their money. All of these uh-oh scenarios are based in the same emotion: fear. Fear of losing life, fear of losing relationships, fear of losing property. You get so scared that it's like a life-changing splash of cold water on your face. You change because you got dangerously close to something ugly and you don't dare get that close again. Here's the thing. Fear can work very well in the short term. If you take an ambulance ride thinking that's the last thing you're ever going to do, darn right you're going to swap your French fries for snap peas. But what happens when you're 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years removed from your ER visit? You forget. You forget what fear feels like, and you go back to the bottomless bucket of queso. Fear is a hard punch, but it's not the basis for lasting motivation. We'll hear more about motivation throughout this audiobook. It's a core subject when it comes to prioritizing your behaviors and habits. Lasting motivation comes from many sources. There's the intrinsic motivator of wanting to do better because it improves your life and makes you feel better. In this way, healthier living and more prudent spending in themselves provide rewards. But we would also argue that one of the best long-term motivators comes from the thrill of the chase and the joy of seeing and feeling improvement. These are often what inspire people to keep going, to live better. They're positive reinforcement that drives positive action, which ignites even more positive